Hey Collective, it's Intuitive Pisces Moon and welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. If you are new here, I'm so happy to have you, and if you've been here for a while, thank you so much for sticking in with me. Today's reading is going to be a love message that came through, and this may be for select group of you out there, so don't force this message if it doesn't fit. But this is from some group of divine counterparts that have likely been in separation. And this felt like a very strong message that came through from your counterpart. So we are going to pull some more cards and go a little deeper into this message. But what came up for me before I started this message today was parts that don't fit. So what I interpreted that as was either you or your person or both of you have gone down some path that it felt like would fit, or it felt like it was the correct path, the correct part to fit something. And again, either one or both of you has now realized that it's the incorrect part and it doesn't fit, okay? So take that as it resonates, but what that felt like almost was like if you're ordering a part for something that you need to replace a broken part, you thought you were ordering the right one and then the wrong one came in, it was not gonna fit, it was not for the right brand, whatever this means, this came out for someone out there. So we're going to start with the cards that are on the table, and again, we will keep going and pull some additional ones for some insight on this situation. So the first one that came out was Reveal, and it says, I want to tell you the truth. So there may have been some truth that was covered up, not disclosed. Maybe this was a part of them. And we have that next to Reflection, which is being away from you has allowed me to gain clarity. So if you have been in separation with somebody, it felt like that gave them, and probably you, a chance to really reflect on your life goals, what it is you want in life, in a partnership, and it feels like some truth and clarity has been acknowledged on both people's behalves. Maybe for you, you do not want to entertain this again, and that's entirely your choice, and that's fine. This person wants to tell you some sort of truth, okay? So if they come forward and they speak their truth, you certainly can listen. You don't have to entertain it, whatever this is. You can certainly choose to keep going on your own path and to move away from this situation. But this is coming to the forefront now as someone has recently received some sort of truth and clarity about whether it's you or their life path, or maybe if they were with a third party, that person not being a good fit for them. Maybe they initially thought that what they were moving towards was going to be a good fit, and then they've now learned that it's not. So that could go several different ways. Those are just the ways that it came up for me. Then underneath this here, we have love, true love, and fidelity. And this feels like one of the truths that they have gained clarity about. So maybe moving towards something else was not in or from a place of true love and fidelity, okay? And the word fidelity is ringing strong here. Maybe this person was not faithful in a previous connection, if you had any with this individual, okay? Maybe if they went off with someone else, they weren't faithful to that individual, or maybe that person was not faithful to them. Maybe it was all the above. So whatever this is, they're receiving this truth and clarity now around this situation. We also have the serpent here, and it does say a sly and subtle approach is needed. So the snake can represent death and rebirth, shedding skin, shedding old layers of ourself. But, it says a sly and subtle approach is needed here. So that could also require some skill set from this person to leave a situation, or maybe to approach you, right? Maybe they're completely dumbfounded as to how to approach you, and so they're trying to figure that aspect out, and they're contemplating how to do that. Now, we do have the satire, which is revelry and indulgence, and it feels like this is very much kind of the devil card from the tarot. And so this felt like what was a distraction to your person, okay? So it felt like there was a temptation that lured them away from this true love and fidelity energy that maybe you were emanating, and they were not. I am getting that they were not. And so a couple of things could have happened. One, you started to heal out of this lower vibrational energy, and you started to change, which is a good thing because it was a good change. And this person wanted to continue to indulge in whatever this lifestyle that they had chosen was, and maybe they tried to pull you back into that, because I'm getting that is likely where you met them, but you didn't stay there. You chose to elevate out of that situation, and that's what caused this separation, okay? Kind of like you said to yourself, I need to pursue my own life and my own things, self-love, self-worth. I've got to go, and I'm not going to entertain this energy. But this person decided to stay in this energy. And so now we have the key, which is locked doors can now be opened. What this feels like, first of all, is that you've already had this key in your pocket. It was already within you, and you've already gone and unlocked whatever these doors are, okay? And so I even look at the key and this heart as like a little locket, right? Like the key to unlock the heart. You've already done your part. You've already elevated out of this lower vibrational energy, and you've already moved on with your self-love, your self-worth, and pursued things for yourself. This person, however long ago that occurred, is finally catching up, is finally reflecting on being away from you and what they've been missing out on. And now they want to reveal some truth to you. And again, it is likely that they are acknowledging that they have been in that lower vibrational energy, but they feel that they have healed something enough to acknowledge their downfalls, okay? Gained clarity around it, done the reflection that was required of them, that maybe they were unwilling to do in the past, which is why you walked away. But they now are starting to see you in a different light, right? Maybe they objectified you in the past and they only saw you as an object, and you're like, yeah, I'm way more than that, so I'm gonna go somewhere else where I'm appreciated. What I am getting to is that this energy was mirrored back to them. Maybe they in turn were objectified, so whatever the energy was that they showed you was mirrored back to them by someone else or in some other situation. And that was the lesson that they needed to learn in order to be able to come forward towards you. Now, I want you to know that if they do come forward and towards you, that does not mean you have to take them back. It does not mean anything of that sort. Just know that they may be coming back with an apology and to tell you some sort of truth. All right? It's up to you and your discernment to Say, all right, I acknowledge that. Let's try again. I see that you've healed or you're out of this energy. Or, nope, you're still in the same energy. I acknowledge that you want to tell me some truth and you've found clarity, but you're still playing down here in this indulgence, and I'm beyond that. So, entirely your choice, okay? So, we're going to keep going here with some more cards and see if we can get a little more details on this for you. Tell me more about this situation. If this message is resonating with you, go ahead and give it a like, share, subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. You can comment on what's going on in your situation if you feel so called to do so. All right, so we do have a love call. Someone expresses love, a message of love, thinking of you and letting you know. So again, that might be part of that truth of what they're expressing. Maybe when this was in front of them, either it scared them away because they were unfamiliar with it, you know, they were in this lower vibrational energy, or I'm getting that they didn't know what to do with it, okay? They weren't trying to feel the love aspect of it. They were trying to, again, with whatever this lower vibrational energy was that they were putting towards you. So what else do we have, please, for the collective out there? What else do they need to know about this situation? Okay, so we have palm tree. We have stability, security, permanence, growth, endurance, and flexibility. So somebody may have felt that they were not stable enough for you. Maybe that's what swayed them away. What I'm getting with this is maybe you had a good job, you had your own home life, like you were doing your own thing, and this individual was intimidated by that. It is what it is. That doesn't mean that you should lower your vibration to go down to meet them. In fact, you did the opposite. You did the right call, which is, I'm up here. You can either choose to meet me where I am, or I've got to go pursue my other things for myself. We also have seduction here. So this is attraction, flirting, dating, hooking up, temptation, third-party interference. I did pick up on that already. So what this feels like is there was a third party that potentially was already in this low vibration, and it made it easy for them to indulge more in that energy than to have to try harder to be a better person to be with you. All right, it is what it is. I'm just reading the cards, okay? So this person was like, you know what? I'm not ready to change. I'm just gonna indulge where I am, and I'm gonna be here. Then we have mask, not showing true feelings, hide, personify, pretend, delude, gaslighting. All right, so this person may have not been ready to remove that mask. And I say remove that mask because when they're indulging in this lower vibrational energy, it's an aspect of themselves that this is just what they personify outward as. Okay, it feels very much like operating from the ego. And then we also have love. We have unconditional love, self-love, oneness, passion, affection, and attraction. And that's under the key card now. So what we're looking at here is somebody who like started with love. In the middle somewhere got very lost and is now starting to come back to love again. And so they are wondering if they were to call you, to reach out, to tell you some truth, to speak on this clarity that they've gained, if you'd be willing to answer, if you'd be willing to listen. Again, I'm not here to give you advice. I'm here to tell you what could happen potentially here with this person. You are not required by any means to listen to them if you do not choose to. Maybe this person hurt you just way too much and you're like, I am done here. I don't want anything to do with this person. Send me someone new. And that's your choice. All right, and then we have I like you. Someone likes you, romance is blooming, fun flirting, want to date. And then at the bottom we have kisses, unconditionally loving, giving, receiving affection, and falling in love. So this feels like it's going to start out slow. We have call, we have like, we have love, we have kisses. It's slow moving energy. It's not like they're going to rush forward and be like, let's get married. Like, this feels like a slow burn. And the beautiful thing about the slow burn is they already know that they have to treat you better than they did last time. So they're going to be pulling out all the stops for this situation with you because they don't want to fumble this again with you. All right. So what else? What is affecting this connection? Please tell me what is affecting this connection. We have healing family issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. So this is likely something that was keeping them in their lower vibrational energy. Okay? And you too. I'm not saying you're in the lower vibrational energy, but maybe you started there. Maybe you had some ancestral healing to go through as well. And so this person had to heal something within their family lineage, and I'm also getting that you did too, and they may not have been the exact same issues, but they may have been similar. So specifically parents, maybe you had abandonment issues, maybe you had absentee parents or abusive parents, you know, something along those lines. Maybe they were abusive to each other or abusive to you, or both. We have religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. So that is another factor that could have potentially influenced this situation between you. I don't know if you are from different religious backgrounds, but you know, again, with the parents, what's bringing to my attention now is somebody who was raised very religious, and maybe their parents told them that they must also marry somebody of that same religion, and there's no excuses, right? Like, absolutely not. You can't marry anyone that's not this. So there was some healing that needed to be involved with that. Then we have getting to know each other. So as you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. And then we have engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. So this is why this feels like a slow burn here, okay? It's like you're first needing to get to know each other again. So that's the biggest message that's also coming through for you, collective, is not to dwell too much on the past, because it is exactly that. It's the past. So look at this person in a new light and see if anything has changed, right? Don't like have them approach you and then in the back of your mind they're like, oh, this is the same old stuff that they tried coming at me from before. Give it time. Let this evolve if it's going to evolve, and let them speak whatever it is that needs to be spoken here, because there is something to be said. And if whatever is being said and actions match, you know, I'm getting that was a big also thing that wasn't occurring in the past with this lower vibrational energy, is maybe they kept saying all these wonderful things and then their actions were not matching that. So Spirit's calling you to pay attention to not just what are they saying right now, but what are they doing to show you that they have changed, okay? So we're gonna get some messages from your person here with the Lover's Oracle. So tell me more that the collective needs to know right now from their person. What else is going on, please? All right, we have this one. Look inside yourself and look at what is examine what is causing you to feel this way. So I feel like that is for the people who either don't want to hear this person out or just want to assume that they're going to be the same, like they'll never change. What is it that's making you feel that way? All right, then I got this one, and it says romance, Cupid's arrow strikes. So something wants to come back around, and something wants to be seen, heard, acknowledged, cherished, whatever this is. And if you dwell too much on this past energy, you could miss out on this. And I'm not saying that that's necessarily a bad thing, right? Maybe you're just not ready for it. Maybe you want something new. Whatever is going on here, though, it's going to come back around. And this feels like a destined meeting in the future here, in the very near future. Okay, what else can we get, please? Okay, we have this one. Freedom. There is nothing stopping you. The path is clear if you want it to be. Okay? So whatever you perceived as being a blockage in the past, they're drawing me to this key card. There is no blockage. Okay? You both have the key now. Locked doors can now be opened. And it's to love. And there is nothing stopping you. All right? So then we have this one, which is the past is now behind you. Release it and embrace new possibilities. A new path is now available to you. Follow it with faith. Exactly. So even though this may be a past person, there's still a new path to travel down. And that's what's going to be different, is the surroundings are different, right? Maybe you're headed to the same place you initially tried to head to, but you were going down a dark and murky path, and there was a lot of obstructions and interference, you know, getting with the third party. It didn't have to be a relationship either. This could have just been any third party interference, because it could be substance abuse, it could be friendships, it could be the family that was interjecting that said, nope, you can't do this. It could have been money, it could have been self-worth. There's so many factors that this could have been that were blocking your path forward. All right, we got these last two, and then we'll call it. So whatever they were, Spirit's saying they're no longer an issue. There are no blockages here. So any blockage that you think is occurring is only your perception, and it may be because you're holding on too much of the past energy that was attached to this, okay? So this one, it says, when it comes to matters of the heart, there is no right or wrong. Every choice you make expands your understanding of life and love. Okay? And I'm getting that your connection may have been outside of the ordinary. Maybe other people didn't understand this. And again, it could have had to do with the religious factors, and maybe it's not who your family would have picked for you, you know, something like that. But don't let outside influences steer you to believe that something's wrong when inside you feel it's right, or vice versa, right? Maybe other people are like, go for it, do it, and inside you're just torn up and you're like, no, I don't want to, I don't feel like I should. Then trust that. Always trust your inner knowing, okay? This last one here, we have new beginning. A new adventure awaits. Embrace it and live your dreams passionately. So, new beginning on the horizon with romance, with freedom. And you are just being called to let go of any past perception that you had of what this might look like here, because it's definitely different than what you knew it to be. All right, so I am going to get a couple more messages here. Let's see. So So the first one that came up is, I don't understand what this connection really is. I'm getting that you both felt that way. And again, there's no right or wrong, because every choice expands your understanding of love and life. I hope that the future will bring us together. So there's something here where they're looking now in the future, whereas maybe before they were dwelling in the past. I do love you, just don't know how to show you right now. So it feels like this person's like coming out of something and wants to show you something, wants to reveal something, again, that truth. We have, I know that we are spiritually connected. So they may be talking to you spiritually, and like telepathic messages, you might be hearing them in song lyrics, they might be showing up in your dreams. There's so many ways that this could be occurring. We also have karmic connection, moving from the patterns. So this person may have been involved in another connection, and it felt like it needed to occur to move on from the patterns of whatever they were reliving over and over again. And then here it says, I wish you would knock on my door. That to me is kind of a more passive approach. Like they don't want to do it themselves. Maybe they're still scared. And so they're like, you do it. You knock on my door. I'm not suggesting you do that, but that's what this person is thinking, right? It would be easier if you would just come to me. But Spirit's calling you not to do that, because we're not trying to make things easier for this person, okay? This person needs to do their own spiritual work and step up and be the person they need to be for you. And then we have, this isn't over between us, I'm coming back for you. All right, there you go. So it's like this person knows they're coming back, but part of them may just want you to come and do the work, and it's like, ugh. So we also have, despite the distance, I feel like our souls still remain intertwined. Yep. You remind them constantly of you. And it's not that you're doing anything on purpose. It's like your soul, the essence of you, is still just lingering in their energy. And they may, again, dream about you. While you may be dreaming about them, it's probably because they're dreaming about you. There's a lot of things coming up for them right now, and it's because they are doing this reflection. So we have, don't forget about me. I haven't forgot about you. So even though they've been in some other, lessons, I'm going to call it lessons, because just because it says karmic connection doesn't have to be romantic. It's definitely moving from the patterns, though. All right. So they have not forgot about you. They definitely want to come forward with some sort of truth and clarity. Know that things that have prevented them from coming forward in the past, feel that they have now been removed. These blockages have been removed. The patterns have been removed, and that's because they've been working on themselves. So if they do come back and they do have something to say, your choice. Use your discernment to decipher for yourself if you want to listen, if you want to pursue something. But yeah, they may come back in a whole new different energy and you don't even recognize them anymore. But that might be a good thing. Or they might still be exactly the same. You're really just going to have to use your discernment on this one. So that is your love reading for today. I want to thank you all so much for joining me. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. Make sure you fill your own cup up with love before you fill someone else's. Go within so you never go without. And keep in mind that I'm a beacon of light, here to help guide you through the darkness. I wish you all a lifetime of happiness, health, wealth, abundance, and so much love. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.